Hello everyone, my name is Leo with Super Tech. Today we're going to be working on an Alienware M17 R3 that I purchased off of eBay. I actually paid $200 plus tax on this laptop. The shipping was actually free. I think I paid like $216 or so for this laptop, which was a pretty decent deal. Let me go ahead and show you the posting. So the posting said I made an offer of $200. Of course, I did pay taxes, being 16 bucks. It got shipped to me. This laptop was supposed to come with everything that's in the description, being, of course, saying that the screen was good, battery's good, an SSD, the memory sticks, which was 16 gigs of memory. He says that they were all functional, but the laptop does not turn on. It also has an NVIDIA GeForce 980 GPU and, of course, the DDR4 16 gigs of memory. He actually took out the memory, so I ended up having well, I have several of these. It's a 1 terabyte Barracuda Seagate SSD drive, which I'm going to use this. I have reached out to the customer, letting them know, hey, you didn't send the SSD. Also, he took out all the screws from the laptop. Of course, he attempted to repair it himself. So all the screws are missing. I don't know if any of the internal screws are missing, but I know the outside screws, outside of this little case here, which is these two, all the other screws are actually missing off of this laptop. Well, that being said, let's go ahead and see what's going on with this laptop. Let's see if it actually goes into power safe mode, meaning that if you plug in the power cable, is it a short on the 19 volt rail, or is it a short somewhere else? Let me plug in my power cord that I currently use for my Alienware laptop, plug it into this and see if, let's see if it'll give it enough power, enough juice. All right, so I've got my power cord here. I got the blue light. Believe it goes here on this end. Let's see what it does as soon as I plug it in. Well, it may not even work. I thought maybe my power cord, yeah, it does. It shuts off right away. See that? It went into safe mode. So that means that there's actually a short in this on this laptop on the 19 volt rail. That means this laptop has a short on the 19 volt rail, and we just have to play detective and try to find where that short's at. I'm gonna do it the easy way, of course. The easy way is me injecting. I'm gonna inject about let's say 1 volt, probably up to like maybe 2 amps. I don't want to use too much voltage and amperage, so I'm gonna do 1 volt up to 2 amps and use my and this is a snap-on. I got this off of OfferUp. I want to buy me one that's gonna integrate with my PC so that I can actually show that on screen, but fortunately for now this is all I have, so all I can do is try to use one hand to inject and this other hand. But this is a thermal camera. This is what I use, and we'll see if it'll help. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and take out the board from the laptop and come back to you once I actually have it completely out. Alright, so now that you're done actually watching my intro, we're back. We've got the board taken apart. This is, I will say, about 3 weeks later. Basically, the reason why I decided to go ahead and wait 3 weeks, I didn't have time to actually take the laptop apart then. I just took it apart just a few minutes ago. I've got the board here in front of me. So we're going to go ahead and start basically inspecting, doing some diagnostics to see why this board, you know, basically there's no power to it that goes through it. The 19 volt rail is shorted, as you saw on the previous scene. So we have to play detective basically and try to figure out why this board There's logic board. There's no power going through it. So first things first, where I'm going to start, basically it's going to be from where the power plugs into, which the power actually plugs into right over here. Let me go ahead and grab it real quick. This is the, which I also took this apart over. This is where the power, excuse me. This is where the power cord actually plugs into. And this actually goes right in here, just like that. And we saw earlier that when we attempt to actually put it into the the charger in here, the charger actually shuts off. Making sure we don't have any lagging in there. The charging actually shuts off. So I took this off so that we can attempt, and actually, you know what? I'm just going to inject some voltage right in through here. And I'm going to inject 1 volt, maximum 2 amps. It is going to be limited. And I need to find out which one of these here is actually plus, and which one's ground, because I want to, of course, do it to the plus side of things. Let's see here. It goes through here. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is actually I'm going to place my multimeter here into diode mode. So what I want is to know which one. I see the red wire, and I'm going to touch red, and I'm going to see where my positive side of the connector is here. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the first 4 pins here are positive. So what I'm going to do, because I'm just going to go straight to injecting some voltages in here, I'm going to go ahead and solder just the wire here. I'm going to solder it to the first 2 pins. Let me go ahead and turn on my hot iron real quick. And I'm going to add just a dab of flux here. Alrighty. Hot iron is hot. Let me go ahead and put this wire here. Now, just to let everybody know, I've already done a visual inspection. So I didn't do the visual inspection on camera. I've got a wire to where my power goes in. I'm just going to inject, of course, 1 volt, maximum of 2 amps. Got my wire here. Let me go ahead and grab my leads here. Okay, got my leads here. So I'm going to inject, I'm going to put ground right over here. And of course, my positive side. Come on. Alrighty, so we've got it plugged in now. Let's go ahead and see if we can get this going now. The battery's actually dead, so I had to pause it real quick. So we're going to go ahead and inject the voltage now and see if we see any heat signatures on this board. I don't see anything on here just yet. Oh, there we go. I see some heat signature right there. And it's only getting hot. Let me go ahead and turn it off real quick. And let's flip this board. Let's flip the board over to see if it's in fact on the other side. Gotta be gentle because these can bend and they can break. Keeping the wires separated still. So it was getting warm, but it was getting warm all over on this side. Let's go ahead and turn it on again. We do see something getting warm over here. Let me grab my tweezers. Can you guys see that? Right there. Got my tweezer right on. It looks like it's this Mosfet over here. So let's go ahead and turn this off. So we've got the Mosfet that's actually showing to be shorted. Let me go over to the microscope real quick. Oh. All right. So this here shows to be the actual Mosfet that's getting warm. So let's go ahead and test this. We're going to test this and currently have it in continuity mode, diode mode. We're going to put a ret probe on ground, and let's test the gate real quick to see if what it shows. Does not show to be shorted. I do believe that is the gate. It shows OL. Let's see here. We do have the source being shorted. My question would be is if the issue is actually from this MOSFET, or if there's any other component that could possibly be shorted. This is what's getting warm though, this MOSFET right over here. There's a plastic piece over here as well, so I'm afraid of adding heat here. And this melts. Alright, let's go ahead and get this replaced and let's see if in fact that's actually it. So what I'm going to do is actually put a dime on top of this. And I do have some tape here. I'm going to go ahead and tape it. It's good to know the orientation. It looks like orientation pin number 1 is over here. It is a MOSFET, so it shouldn't be that difficult to actually put on there. I am going to go ahead and do this to the board. That way it makes it easier for me to see. And let's go ahead and remove this MOSFET. We are going to add, of course, should I add? Yeah, I'm going to add a little bit of flux right over here and there. Let's hope that this is the issue, this actual MOSFET here. I'm going to try not to put any hot air on top of this. The penny. I literally just want this MOSFET to come out. There we go. Wasn't that difficult at all. Do we still have a short? So I don't believe the issue was probably the MOSFET. It's probably something else. Let's change this into resistance mode. Nothing. Okay. Well, we do have a replacement MOSFET for it, which is right over here. We're gonna put that on there, but before we do that, let's go ahead and replace the solder. So what we did is we added a bit of flux on the pads real quick. That way it's easier to fuse. Leaded free solder that's on the board. There we go. Let's go ahead and grab the MOSFET here. Now I will say this, I'm not an electrician of any sort or an electrical engineer of any sort, so I'm still learning as we go. The knowledge I currently have now, it's actually by watching other training videos of some sort from YouTube or other sources that I use. This will go just like that. So what I'm going to do right now is actually start heating this board up, and then I'll put the MOSFET down. Uh-oh, it flew away. Come on. Let me add some flux. Let me lower my airflow. Okay, lowered it to 70%. There you go. We replaced the MOSFET. Let's go ahead and clean this up. All right, let's check this out again. Ground point on ground. We are checking right now resistance mode. Let's check the gate. Seems to be good. All right, let's go ahead and inject, actually before we inject voltage, let's see if this will shut off again. I think we're gonna let it cool off real quick though. We're gonna let it cool off real quick. And after we allow it to cool off, we're gonna connect it, our power cord in, and we're gonna see if it'll shut off again. Alrighty, so we went ahead and replaced the Mosfet. It was still getting shorted, so I decided to go ahead and run the cable to the gate section, or actually not the gate, but the source section of the Mosfet, because that's where, well, it's the source. So when I did that, it actually pointed me right over here to a bypass capacitor that was actually getting warm. Let me show you real quick which one it is. Let me switch over real quick. So right over here was a capacitor, which is right here. This capacitor was right there, and it was actually getting warm. So we went ahead and removed this capacitor, and now when we inject voltage into the board, we no longer get any amps being drawn at all. So let me go ahead and show you real quick. Okay, so I currently have it set to 1 volt, max 3 amps or 3.2 amps. Let's go ahead and activate that, and as you can see, there's no amps being drawn anymore. So I believe that this voltage or 19 volt rail shortage has been cleared. Now, to confirm and validate that, what we're going to do is actually plug the power, and I don't even know what this is called, but it's basically where the power cord goes in there. And then we're gonna plug this power cord. Alrighty, so the blue light's on. I don't know if you guys can actually see that. Blue light's actually on. My power cable here. We've got this plugged in. Before, when we would plug this in, this light would turn off. Let's see if it'll keep doing that right now. All right, light's still on. Now let's just see to make sure that we still have 19 volts coming through here. So we're gonna change this to voltage. There we go. So we're gonna put black probe on ground, red probe positive, and we have 19.6 volts coming through. So that's good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put this board together, and then we're gonna test to see if we have any sort of image coming into the actual laptop. So I'll come back to you once I actually have it put together, just enough to be able to test. All right, so we've got this put together, just enough to be able to test. Let's see if we get any lights, any signs of life at all whatsoever. Power cord goes here. Let's go ahead and plug in the power cord. Alrighty, so we've got the power cable here. It is blue. Let's plug it in here into the laptop, and let's see if we see any signs of life at all. Lights, I don't see any lights, nothing. Oh, Y'all see that? I see lights. Oh, I see the keyboard on. I don't see the display on though. There's no display. I'm wondering if there's something wrong with the display as well. Shut off on its own. Oh, it looks like it actually rebooted. There's, oh, y'all see that? It's not coming across as this alien one right here. It looks really, really blurry. But we do have a screen. Why does it look blurry? I'm guessing it's the way it's coming across against the on the camera itself, but it does look like it's gonna attempt to boot up right now. It does have an M.2 SSD on there, so I'm hoping the actual operating system is on the M.2 and not the regular SSD 2.5 SSD that was on the board that was taken out by the customer. And if not, I'm gonna have to re-download Windows 10, put it onto hard drive, and then of course put it onto this board here, or laptop, not board but laptop. I'm trying to see what it does now though. Good thing is we do have signs of life, so that's a good thing. I'm thinking it's probably looking for the operating system. It's not able to find it, so it's probably not going to boot because of that. That's just my guess, but we'll see right now. Oh! Oh, man. We've got an operating system. That's awesome. And of course, there's two of them here. Two profiles. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do a factory reset on this. We're gonna remove everything off of this laptop, but this laptop is actually fixed. Of course, we are gonna add a 1 terabyte SSD to this laptop. I bought some upgraded DDR4 memory sticks, and instead of it being the 8 gigs that's in there, it's going to be a total of 16 gigs because it's 8 and 8 in each one of those memory sticks. Other than that, man, that's awesome. We've got a fully functional laptop that we paid $216 for. Of course, I was upset. I didn't think I was going to be able to figure this one out. But we managed to figure it out, and yeah, we've got another laptop we can use towards our business. This is actually going to use for the business. I've got another one downstairs that I'm going to go ahead and gift my wife because she was needing one. So I'm going to gift her that one, and I'm going to keep this one for editing purposes possibly, or maybe here, and then put this one downstairs in my garage to where I help customers out, you know, whenever they're checking out and whatnot. When I've got a POS system, and instead of having them come inside the house, I do everything from the garage to where we print of course the receipts and all that. But other than that, man, I couldn't be even more happier. We've got a fully functional laptop, Alienware. We paid $216 for. I still need to fully put it back together. It was missing all of the screws. I went ahead and bought the screws off of eBay. The rest of the screws that were missing, of course, I've got a 1 terabyte solid state drive I'm going to put on there. And yeah, this laptop is fixed. We ended up basically finding a short by injecting some voltage, which then directed me to a Mosfet, which I did replace. and yet that did not fix the actual issue. So then on the actual source of that MOSFET, injected once again 1 volt with a max of 3 amps, which then pushed me towards a bypass capacitor that was actually causing the shortage. We removed the bypass capacitor, and here we are. We've got a fully functional laptop. If any of you guys actually have any questions for me, feel free to leave those in the comment section below. Do me a favor, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. I'd appreciate it if you did that. I am doing a giveaway for a power supply. I don't have it here with me to show it to you, but I am doing a giveaway for a power supply, and that's once I reach 1,500 subscribers to my YouTube channel. What I'm gonna do is go online. There's this website where it'll grab a random subscriber between however, you know, between 1,500, because I'm gonna do it at the 1,500 subscriber mark. If it goes a little bit over, that's fine. So however many the total subscribers is, I'm gonna run this website. It's gonna grab a random user, and whomever that random user is, I'll reach out to them, and yeah, we'll see who we give this power supply away. As you can see, I actually use the power supply to inject voltage, and that's the reason why you would actually need a power supply to be able to inject voltage into a device when trying to find a short, especially if it's a short on the main power rail. Other than that, thank you very much for actually staying in tune and watching my videos. Do me a favor, once again, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and also hit the notification button as well. That way you actually get notified every single time I actually upload a video. Other than that, my name's Leo with SuperTech, and I'll be seeing you on my next video. Peace.